Hey guys, welcome back to Soul Love. I wanted to give you a quick garden update. Excuse the background noise. My neighbor is having some work done, but I wanted to show you some new things that are going on. All right, so the zucchini that I planted with my daughter, all that is up and looking good. What I plan to do this weekend probably is come out and build or create some type of enclosure situation, and I might just drape it with like my netting that I use over the winter to protect it from the squash vine borer. Also have some other kind of random plants or things coming up in there. Looks like tomatoes and some brassica. I think that might be catnip maybe. I'll pull that out. I did plant some beans in there. What was it? The Sunset Runner beans in there, so that those can provide some nitrogen, excuse me. But also just hopefully I can work them out of the netting that I'm gonna do and up this little trellis situation here with the fencing. The tomatoes are looking pretty good. Y'all know I bought a few starts and then I started several. So the starts that I got from the garden center, or from my local garden center, are a little bit larger. So as we go through the garden, you'll kind of be able to tell which ones are the starts in case I forget to mention. The roses that I have not planted yet, we've had baseball tournaments and birthdays, so I haven't been able to get out here like I want to, but I do have a free weekend this weekend, so that's the plan, to get quite a bit done. Here in the grow tower, I planted a few things. Looks like something is coming up on that road. I didn't tag any of these on the bottom, but that looks like maybe cosmos. Maybe. Looks like maybe another little cosmos coming up there. Something coming up here, another thing coming up here. That might be, I'm not even gonna guess what that is. But this tower is fully planted. I did film a video with you guys, and of course I have some calendula coming up that I did start from seed, and then some other herbs and strawberries, which actually, I saw something red in here. I'm going to pull that strawberry out. I'm getting about a handful of strawberries every day. What I want to do is create like a really long row of strawberry plants to just take over in the garden. So we'll see how that goes. These are some of my tomato starts, looking pretty good there. This is all the work that I have to do. I have not looked up, I think this is like Sun Scald. I'm not exactly sure. Not really even sure why it's doing that, but I'm gonna look up and see what that's about. But I'm gonna do a mass harvest of the greens that I have growing and do some more veggie powder. I'll preserve some in the freezer, but mostly it'll be veggie powder. Some more of the tomato plants, looking really good there. I have another little clematis growing here. I think this is supposed to be like a double bloom pink clematis. It has climbed way up to here, so that's exciting. I thought those were cucumbers, but those actually look like some type of melon growing, maybe cantaloupe. So I do need to thin these out. That's another thing that's on the plan for this weekend. Some toothache plant, and that looks like a moonflower coming up. Toothache plant is really interesting. It does numb your mouth, hence the name toothache plant. But there's actually a really pretty little plant that it grows like, they almost look like little berries, like little hairy berries, but they are yellow and brown. So as those grow, I'll show you what those look like. Lots of sunflowers coming up in this bed, along with some tomatoes and okra. I don't know if I planted those okra there or not. I think they look like they're in a row, so I must have. But that's exciting to see the okra coming up. I planted some more in another place and it's not coming up yet, so very excited to see that. Another mystery moonflower, which I'll actually dig up and plant in another area. Look at this huge mustard. This is the red leaf, giant leaf mustard, or it might be red giant leaf mustard, but this is huge. It hasn't started to bolt yet. It looks like it maybe soon because the center stalk is getting a little long, but I'm definitely going to be harvesting that this weekend. Also, the huge clematis growing, along with, I think these are cabbage or collards. Some seeds I'm going to save. I'm waiting for them to get to a certain area before I take them off, and that will be replaced, I think, by beans and maybe some more tomatoes. But the clematis is looking really, really beautiful. It's really putting on a show this year. Trying to slowly turn so I don't make y'all dizzy. Another bed of greens, which of course I'm gonna harvest and take those out. Here's another stalk that was planted this weekend or earlier in the week, and it looks like some things are starting to come up. I need to get out here and do some watering, but it's good to see the seedlings coming to life here. Various things planted there. See a few more strawberries I need to get out. That's one thing I've learned, y'all. As soon as y'all see, look at that one, that's really nice. As soon as y'all see like the red coming, keep an eye on it, and get back out there and pull it, because something else is watching and waiting for it to turn red as well, so they can have a nice little treat. All right, slowly turn here. The beans are coming up. The tomatoes we planted together are coming up. That's more, I thought that was cabbage, but it kind of looks like a collard, but no, that's cabbage. That's Wakefield cabbage there. This green stalk has not been fully planted yet, but that's on the plan this weekend. Along the fence line, there's some yarrow, another tomato plant. Actually, there's two in this pot. I do need to do some bottom leaf trimming of these tomatoes, and then there's some cosmos planted in the front. And then I'd like to just allow those to go up this fencing back here. Not necessarily single stem, but I'm going to train them to kind of just have the support of the fence. Various herbs planted kind of randomly. I really need to add a little bit more soil and fertilize out here to some of these pots. And then this stalk is not quite all the way planted yet, so that's another thing that's on my list of things to do. Getting closer to the noise, y'all. I'm sorry if I hope it's not really as loud as I think it is. Looking for sign of growth in these containers. There's some things coming up, unless that's that weed. Okay, what is this right here? That looks like okra seeds or roselle, but what does this say? Oh, it's buckwheat. Okay, buckwheat's coming up there in that pot. It's supposed to be like a reddish pink color buckwheat. The carrots that I sowed at the beginning are coming up and doing well. I wanted to show y'all this really pretty poppy, which it looks like two plants maybe, but they look like they're all on the same stem. Trying to see where the orange is coming from. No, it's two different plants, but look how pretty that is, and the combination together is really, really pretty. So I'm definitely saving seeds from these are the seed pods. You let those turn brown, and then you can collect the seeds. Slowly turn. The blueberry bush is loaded with blueberries. I planted some cilantro here on the 12th. That never came up, so that seed must have been really old. And that's lime basil there coming up. And then more beans. I mentioned this in an earlier video, but the carrots, I always leave some in the ground to go to seed just because it produces these really, really pretty flowers. They sell a pink flowering carrot, which I did plant some and I've grown for a couple years, so that'll be exciting to see that bloom. That normally blooms on the second year, normally, depending on your climate. So I have to go pick up my son and then take him to practice, but that is all I have time for, unfortunately. I plan on continuing this little mini walkthrough in another video because I didn't get to show you the orchard, my mini orchard, you know, all the fruit trees. And there are a few more things I wanted to update you on, but I hope things are growing well for you in your garden. Please leave any comments or questions down below. And as always, if you have any tips, tricks, varieties you think I should try out in my garden, again, I'm in zone 8A in Georgia. Please do let me know. Follow me on Instagram at SoLoveGarden, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, you guys.